Hello everyone, hello. Welcome to August. I am getting used to the acoustics here. I mentioned it is a little echoey, but I'm also trying to film in daylight here, and there's going to be motorcycle noises. There's going to be, I guess they're like mopeds. Anyway, lots of like little motorcycles. And lots of seagulls are having issues with each other today. So, yeah, I'm just getting used to all that, and my brain's starting to tune it out, but I just wanted to let you guys know that's the noises of my area. We are pretty much in the central of town here, and it's just busier. It's slightly busier than where we were. We did live near a main road before, in kind of near the center of town, but it still was off a ways that it was a bit quieter. So definitely had a lot of quiet times. And plus we have neighbors now, and I don't want to be filming at midnight. So although I do have a light that I'll have to use during the winter because we're not going to get too much sunlight. I was looking at, I think we are over 300 miles, 320 or 380, I don't remember, miles north of Seattle, latitude-wise. So we're definitely a lot closer north, and we're getting a lot of sun right now. Like it's still almost midnight, and we'll see a little tinge in the sky, but like 11 you'll still see some light on the horizon a little bit, and we don't see many stars right now. So it'll be really interesting in the winter time to see a lot more stars. And if you don't follow Cecilia from Svalbard, we're not anything near that, where she just announced they had 100 days of constant sunlight, but they only have about 24, 25 left, which made me feel a little better because, we would like to sleep in a little, well, not sleep in, but just like I think the sun rises around 4 or something, about 5 a.m. And then, it would help our circadian rhythms to just have a little less sun at night. So we're kind of wrapping it up a little bit more. We do have some pretty thick shades, but anyway, I just wanted to share because like August, it's a really interesting month to me. It's never been my favorite month. It's like the Sunday of summer. My son goes back to school this last week here, and we still have a lot to kind of figure out before that point, but that's okay. We still have some time. And then just yesterday, we were able to register for some visa appointments that I was just like getting a little anxious about. We were totally within the timelines, but it's like when you send in your paperwork and you just wait and you have no way of tracking it, and you're just like, I hope I filled it out right. It's just, I don't know. We want to stay cemented here, and make it feel real. And when we got those letters yesterday, we were just like, oh, thank you. Again, everything is on normal timeline. I am up against a bit of a timeline crunch here. I'm supposed to have it in my next infusion on the 18th, and it's just a little squishy to get like insurance and get the appropriate doctors lined up. So I did talk to a medical specialist here. He's a doctor who has worked here a long time, but he also is very familiar with the States. Like I don't know, if you guys are ever in that position, just let me know and I can give you his contact. But he specializes in the Netherlands. So he was definitely able to give me like, here are your 3 options, for going this route, and helped with quite a few things. So I was really thankful to be able to call upon him. And what else about August? Well, the bittersweet thing is that August 1st was always my business's birthday. I think I started my business before that, but that's when I got everything registered and put the start date in for my business. Like I was like starting to roll things probably April through June 20 years ago. And excuse me, and it was going to be 20 years on this day. But I had to close my business in the States down on June 30th because that was actually just my natural renewal dates of when I shifted to a different city renewal, when I shifted to my LLC. Like they all just happened to line up on the 30th instead of my August 1st. And so, yeah, I was 1 month shy of 20 years. And in between there, that's why I'm kind of like, we knew all the move stuff was happening. And so I'm getting everything set up here, but it's just like, for 1 more month. Anyway, yeah. And again, I started out in like web design stuff, business, and had clients. Well, I started out just like a freelance with just one client, and I hadn't started a business yet. I just called my school that I went to, and they're like, hey, there's this fellow student who needs a website. And that's how it all kicked off. So, yeah, and still a really, really good friend. And just this month, he is switching to a new site. I'm like, how did my site last so long for you? Really, it's outdated coding wise. It still looks nice, but I'm like, you need a new site. So he has a new one that's going up soon. And so, I mean, that's been 20 years that I worked with him, and I applauded. Like I'm celebrating him because I just don't do it anymore. So sorry, this August setup here is a little bit of an info dump, but August has a lot of thoughts, and now it's going to be about getting our visa, even though our July mid-month is going to be like the date that we watch for in 2 years to renew our visa. And it was a month of moving. And, I've also given myself a lot of grace for maybe not using this month very much. Like just last night, I didn't have anything here. I'll probably go back in and fill this, but we haven't been keeping track of meals as well. Although I do have some of them on the weeklies. Just permission to be like, do what you need, do what feels right. I stopped writing in some of my journals. I had to pause. And, August is kind of a regroup of like getting some traction. Again, getting those appointments, getting my meds, getting lots of things set up. The biggest thing we need right now is a couch. Or sofa. I don't know. It'd be interesting if you guys could let me know, what do you call a sofa or a couch, just like wherever you are. And if you could just name what like general area, like you can just name a continent if you want. Because I know mostly it's just sofa here. But I kept saying couch, and I'm just like, oh yeah, that's not quite, I would search for that, and it's not quite what they call it here. So I am going to be using up these stickers because I need just a little bit of color before I'm going to go into some of my favorite tones of the year, which is, those oranges and reds and browns. And so I thought, I was going through my stickers wondering about, there was one that had some oranges and almost some sunflowers, and it was an August kit from Sterling Ink. I just didn't feel ready for that yet. We're feeling the warmth and we're going to feel some heat for the rest of this month, and I want to kind of tie that to summer and kind of feel the last bits of summer. So that's what I thought I would do. And I also, because I did not release my weekly this last week, I think I want to put a quick little video together of just using one very neutral marker or highlighter, whatever highlighter you want, because sometimes a highlighter can help make it feel less floaty. I just wanted to show like this week, and just kind of show like what you can do in a pinch. I kind of have showed that before, but I never showed it like as a setup. I just kind of showed what I did, and granted, yes, it's not magical. But no, I just thought it might be kind of fun to show, since I am sitting down and filming a little bit today. Let's see, I probably should have highlighted. I also picked out these two Tombows. This one's a real gold one, the 025, and let me actually get a little closer there. 025 and 491, and it really picks up on kind of like the gold of the fish there, and then the blue is like the really light blue here. So I don't know, definitely feels more summertime, and yeah, I feel like I've used this blue very recently too. So I'm kind of going above and beyond the top here. And yeah, I'm going to be off the screen a little bit. My apologies. But yeah, it's been putting furniture together. It's been, and we get our last IKEA delivery today. We had one more, like we needed a TV stand and some more bookshelves and stuff. So they're coming in a few hours. It's, well, 2 hours. So I figured, oh, why don't I pop on here and get this done. So I do also have this, I've used it before. It's a clear washi that I thought kind of went pretty well. And I love the feel of the clear washi. For some reason, I just want to like pet it. Anyone else like that? And I think I'm going to put it all the way across because it feels a little bit more like an entire scene here. Let's see. Let me get it lined up. Or should I have it at the very bottom? Probably the very bottom. Because like here, yeah, on the bottom here. Well, how do you guys feel about August? Like, do you love August? Does August give you a time to finally relax? I do kind of find that. I remember when I was more working with regular clients that I was like, where is everybody going? Because we sometimes in my childhood, we would take some August vacations. I don't remember, August specifically. I think we used to take them earlier than that. Maybe because my mom was just like, we're just going to go earlier. And I don't know. I know a lot of people are just like, well, summer's almost over. I want to not miss out on it. So a lot of my clients would just be, out enjoying. And a lot of people here, it's been very quiet the last couple weeks because I believe in this area, though, school starts, here for this whole kind of, it's not quite called a district, but this whole area. And the other districts, so there's like 3. I thought there were 4, but I think there's 3. I'm trying to get this to kind of lay down on that line again. And they all have staggering start dates and vacations and things, so that not all the kids are out of school at the same time here. And it's very much, you know, similar to the size of geographically of Washington, where we were before, but it's more dense. So I'd have to look at the populations. I have not compared. So what are we gonna do here? I do want, yeah, this got a little wrinkly. You know what? I think it's just going to be a little wrinkly. Sometimes you can kind of do that. Okay, now I do want to get August on here because sometimes I forget. I think there was one month I totally forgot to put it on. Maybe it was last month. But no, I didn't film this one, did I? I don't think so. I think I just did that one on my own. It might have been, I can't remember. There was one month where I forgot during my video and then I put it on after. So definitely I want to include the bike with balloons here. It's so many bikes around here. We are still in the process of getting bikes for my son and my husband. Let's see, I'm trying to think if I want to put anything behind here. There's just a lot of little like odds and ends on here. So I'm not, because I used a lot of them. Let's just put a little sailboat because I am watching the boats on the canal. And while they're not sailboats, let's see. I'm trying to see if that's straight enough before I plunk it down. That's not too bad. And then I think I'll just put the little sailboat right there. Yeah. Yeah, but it's been a little quieter this last week. We did have our neighbors pop back in. They were gone for a few weeks. And then our other neighbors are gone right now, but they should be back sometime this week. So people are coming and going, and we really need to try this ice cream shop. I'm going to put some like little ice cream bars here. We have one on our block, literally on our block here. And they're not open all the time because around here, like Sundays and Mondays, things are closed. I want to just put a little ice cream. Oh, that's a hot dog. I was going to say, where'd all my ice cream go? That's a hot dog. Do I just have 3? Oh, I guess so. Okay. So yeah, we need to go visit the ice cream. It's actually a chocolatier. And so it's, yeah. We just need to visit. I don't have excuses. I don't, other than, and then we didn't go to the beach, because there were thunderstorms. And so, I figured we could, I kind of had on the sticker thing like this, where the waves are kind of like behind it. I want to visit the beach after we get like a lot more of our visa done. So I think most of it will be done mid here, and so we'll just take an evening and go over and I don't know, it'll be fun to do that, to have, but also feel like the pressure's off a bit more, that things are rolling, everything's going. I'm just putting a bunch of beach stuff right down here. So yeah, this is kind of beachy stuff. And then I might want to sprinkle some stuff throughout. So let's put like a fish here. Actually, a couple fish. And these are a little easier to just pick up than... Oh, let's put some food stuff together. We were hoping to get like a barbecue here, but I think we got to check with the rules here again. We have people across the street yelling at some kids. There's been some kids who are having a lot of tantrums nearby, and I don't know if they're visiting or if they've moved into the area. Okay, I had to pause for a moment there because there was just a kid going down the street having a tantrum, and kids have them, right? Kids have them. So, let's see. I don't think I'm going to put the Hello Summer on here, but I can put some flowers. I am going to... So yeah, what is this called? Well, this is more of a Vespa type scooter. It's not the like non-electric or the electric scooters you just stand on. I don't know. For some reason right now, my brain is just not comprehending what this is called. So let me know what you call this. But we have a lot of them. We have a lot of those because it's a lot cheaper. It's a lot smaller to park in the cities. It makes a lot of sense. And then I was like, well, maybe I could get one of those instead of having a car. No, I don't want the pressure of parking around here. Although it's not too bad, but it's full. It's definitely full. So let's put some flowers up here. I feel like categorizing. Do you see what I'm doing here? Putting fish and food. Like I'm taking them off of here and extracting, and instead of just randomizing them, I'm categorizing them because that's what my brain wants to do. But I can put some more flowers down here. Well, that's interesting that the last day of the month here is on a Sunday. So let's see, I'm trying to kind of still do random a bit. And how many cherries is too many cherries? Kind of put that there. And then like a beach ball scene. It's just easier to use my hands right now. And maybe a flag. I don't know, something like that. And then we have some flowers here. Actually, I'll put them like right here. Two kinds of flowers. Now this is getting to be a little much. Actually, what am I doing? That's enough for that. I have all this whole area here that I almost used all those up. So this stays. Here it is. This needs to go down. And do you have those times of the year that are just moments in life that you just have to step away from your planner for a bit? I know a lot of people do talk about this, so I know you do, or many people do. In the last couple years, I wouldn't skip too much, but yeah, this last month, I just had to like pull back. And yes, there were a lot of feelings about everything, but I also need to process some of those feelings about leaving, because that was intense. There's a lot of grieving of leaving family and friends, and yeah, I can't really go into it right now because I'll start tearing up, but I wrote those down in one of my journals, and I had to stop because it was getting to be too much. Yeah, do I need to kind of sit down and process with somebody? Yeah, I do. But there's a moment, there's going to be a time when I do that, and I do have someone I talk to, someone who works across borders. Like, it's not going to be a problem. They aren't like licensed just in the US, because that's a thing too, right? You have to be careful of that. Now, I do want to like highlight certain days. I think I want to just color this little square in. We made our appointments, but those are for like school things. But I might move them around slightly here. I'm going to check the mail again today because we got myself and my husband set, but we need my son. So I want to see if his letter comes today, if it's just straggling behind one day, and then see if we can get like our appointments a little closer together. So I love how these pop on here. That does help, although it is right next to the fish. So let's see, where do I want to put the grass here? Because there's already kind of grass down there. So I'm thinking kind of like right here. Is that weird? Do I cut it halfway? So then it's only halfway, like I'm just kind of blocking it there. Yeah, I think I want to cut that. Just because there is this like halfway mark. I don't know. That feels just a little better. Why? I don't know. So we have some flip-flops here. I'm going to like if someone were hanging out with a friend at the beach or a family member, you'd kick your feet off into the sand. Kick your shoes off into the sand. There is some flowers here. I think I'll just tuck them right. Actually, what can I put up here? I like these bubbles. These right here, these little bubbles. And I feel like that, to me, is a bit more... I don't want to cover up the T too much. Let's see. Up here. there. I think I want to put it above. And then these to me look like Mother's Day flowers, but they could be kind of flowers from this time of year. The dahlias are, well, they're more peonies. Peonies are June into July a bit. And a pinwheel. And I put the shells kind of down here. And roller skates. I remember roller skating so much as a young kid. Pretty young. Let's see. I think I'm going to cut off this hello summer because we're not saying hello to it right now. I think I just want to put that like right up there. So yeah, we've used the rest. And there was just those little 2 pieces there, so I can get rid of that. And then I think I'm going to do a line down the center. For the most part. There we go. And then we'll see if I like write any goals here. I guess to get our visa paperwork, certain visa paperwork steps. You know, there's quite a lot of steps. And then I have to do 1, 2, 3. Okay. I have to do more steps after that for my business here. Sorry, I'm counting with my eyes and it's getting a little, I think I'll just stop there. Let's see, do I want to highlight any blue? Just a little bit of hint of blue at the top, I think. Looks nice. And then that might be about it. I mean, that's pretty colorful. There's quite a lot going on here. Yeah, then I'll use the yellow on certain dates. I might do it after the fact because plans change, you know, but I know these are kind of set in stone. So yeah, I think that's about it. What are you looking forward to in August? I am going to be savoring, taking things slowly, kind of like our last month of just kind of chilling here and acclimating and getting things set up. And then September is going to be that last week of August, and September is going to be a whole different thing. There's no Labor Day here, so we don't have the 3-day weekend there. And yeah, there's just like certain holidays that they don't do here. Thanksgiving, they don't, but I do know that expats kind of sometimes get together and do something. But we'll see. Everything's going pretty well. It's just still very overwhelming. And I know once I get my meds lined up, and that's probably a whole video unto itself to share about how that actually will happen, because I don't know yet. I have a gist of it, but yeah, and then once we just get through these appointments, yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good to get that stuff kind of behind us, get a couch, and start to just kind of nestle in for the fall. I can't wait to see some of the trees out here change color. And I know most of them are deciduous, so they're going to be very empty during the winter. But then you can kind of see further as well. So, yeah, I think that's it. I hope everyone has a great August. And if you like this video, please consider liking it and subscribing to it. There are quite a few of you who do pop in but aren't subscribed yet, so consider it if you do enjoy my content. And yeah, I do mostly, you know, planning videos, but I do have some more things coming out, and things are kind of shifting on this channel, so we'll see how that all goes. Take care, everyone. I'll see you next time.